Good morning, class. Today, I will be going over your assignment overview for your first MWA, your first major writing assignment, which is for the argument sequence, the Invisibilia rebuttal. So, as we have covered throughout the first part of the semester, you have listened to the NPR podcast Invisibilia, Our Computers Ourselves, and you've listened to the podcaster's presented argument that tends to lean towards the idea that technology is taking over people's lives in an unhealthy way. And they present their argument through a series of interviews and songs and different techniques in order to get their purpose across. So, knowing this and knowing the different elements that they use in their podcast, your job is to come up with a rebuttal. Now, the podcast was over an hour long, as most of you know, so I don't expect you to hit on every single point that they made, because then the assignment would be just too large, and that isn't what I want you to focus on. Rather, I want you to focus on the specific items. As I said, they had multiple interviews. They had multiple points that they made. They had multiple angles that they took. Anything like that is up for grabs for you. Pick a specific moment in time. Pick a specific theme. For example, if there's somebody that wants to focus on the ending when they played the lullaby, that could be one of your focus in deconstructing what they were trying to do with the lullaby. So again, don't try to address the entire thing. Be very specific, be very clear about what you're trying to argue against. For the assignments, I will not be choosing as the audience the purpose or the angle. Rather, this will be something that you will be picking yourself. Now, if you need a refresher on what some of these definitions are, I would suggest reading Chapter 1 of Writing Today again, which goes over what these definitions are. But essentially, is if you pick your audience, your purpose and your angle will also come together very nicely. Your audience can be anybody. It could be your family members. It could be maybe a friend you know that might be against technology or might be for technology, and by against I mean they don't like the idea of having like a smartphone or social media accounts, or someone who absolutely loves technology. I can't live without it. So any one of those can be your audience, or it could be people that listen to NPR regularly, or it can be classmates, people in your peer groups that you feel like you need to convince them up against this podcast some way. So make sure you keep it clear who it is you want to address. So for the format of the assignment, there are 3 options that you have for this assignment. The first one is a podcast or an audio recording. You can use Audacity. You can use your phone if it has the ability to record. Anything at all that allows you to record your voice and helps you present your argument in a clear fashion. You can also use a PowerPoint, and by that is essentially what you're seeing right now. This is a PowerPoint, and this is me telling you the extra information. So if you decided, well, I want to do a PowerPoint, I would want to see something of this manner where you explain to me what your argument is, have some text on here, and as we go through, you continue to present your material. Now, the more specifics, make sure to refer to the assignment sheet, which can be found on Learn. And the same goes for video. You can use anything that records a video of yourself presenting your argument. So, lastly, be strong, be confident. You pick what it is you want to argue against, which means you feel strongly, which means that you have a way to prove a point about it. So I want you to feel confident about yourself and your ability to do this. And of course, if you ever have questions or concerns, email me, reach out to me, reach out to the IA, reach out to your peer group members, and good luck.